joining me. Sorry, crap. We're going to work today on a favorite of many. We're going to use our rear side tie kick to the rib to set up. We're going to hit with that, and then the next time that we raise it up, we're going to make it look like that, and then we're going to hit a teep instead. This is a favorite of many. You get your opponent start to defend that tie kick, and then you throw a teep instead. So for my regular tie kick, I reach out, I can just touch with the end of my glove my target. I'm going to point my toes where my kick's going, come up, and I come up to the rib with my shin and hit. Okay. Ideally, your opponent never starts reacting to your kick, just like I was talking about the other week with your straight cross. If your opponent never reacts and they keep getting hit by that cross, then go ahead and keep throwing that cross in there and keep hitting them with it. Okay. So if they never figure out a way to deal with this kick, then you keep popping it up nice and fast and turning it over from the hip. You keep bringing that kick up to the rib, okay? However many times it takes before they start defending it, then that opens you up to change. Every one of those does damage, and it's basic to throw. You practice it a lot, so it's a perfect weapon to keep on building a lead and keep on capitalizing. So if they never start defending this power leg tie kick, then you're going to keep throwing it in. But for what we're practicing today, we're going to pretend that after we hit that once or twice or 3 times or 4 times, then they start defending that. So they start, this is my opponent facing this way, they start raising that block up, right? Or they bring their arm and they're going to try to catch it. Okay? When we see them do one of those 2 defenses, then I'm going to point my toes so that it looks like I'm coming up into that same kick. Instead of coming up and over here, I'm going to come up, but my knee's going to come up to my elbow, okay? Just like when I do my teep just from my regular stance here. So I point my toes to sell my kick. I swing my arm, and instead of coming up and over, you see that? Instead of that, it shoots forward, okay? If you want to, see a lot of guys doing this in their training, if you want to, you can come outward so that it looks like your kick. Boom, your kick kind of comes up alongside your target and then turns over, okay? So if you want to, you can come up out here. You don't need to come up on the inside. You can come up and then you extend by swinging your shoulder and your shoulder carrying your hip forward. Okay, so it looks like it's coming up on the side the same way that your kick does. So your kick raises up like this, boom, okay? You point your toes, you come up, and you swing and you go forward with that teep, okay? So here's our kick. Here's what looks like it's going to be our kick, and then it turns out to be our teep. So just by itself, I set my distance, coming up into that kick, yeah? Set my distance, turn, hit that kick. Okay? Then the next time, looks like a kick, boom, comes down the middle and hits that teep. So when my opponent tries to check here, boom, to defend the kick, that teep hits him right there in the belly button. All right? All right, so now let's put it into a combination. All right, so now I'm going to hit jab, cross, hook, and power leg tie kick. 1, 2, 3, and 4 in that combo. Okay? Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, point, 4. Okay? The next time, so say we've hit them with that combo, we've programmed that in their mind. The next time I hit 1, 2, 3, and I start to look like I'm going to kick, they're going to raise that check up. I'm going to come down the middle and hit that teep. Now the next time that I hit this, I'm going 1, 2, 3, coming up and extending through my teep. The one thing to remember when you're throwing this in a combination like this is you might not be as far away. So if you're throwing your kick by itself, you can throw it from pretty far because you can step up into it and hit it from there with your shin still landing on the ribs, okay? So I can throw my teep from that same spot. If I'm starting off the combo with it, or if I'm throwing it by itself, I can throw it from way back here. If I've got to be punching and then following it up, I've got to be at this range for my target. Boom, 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 and kick. Yeah. So in order to make this an effective teep, what I've got to do is really swing this shoulder, and I've got to really push this hip so that I push through my target. If I place my foot on my target, I'll use this wall as an example. So if I place my foot on my target, when I'm teeping, if I place my foot on my target like this, and I push myself as well as my target, okay? If my target's as solid as this wall is, then when I push, I only push myself, okay? Your target's not going to be as solid as this wall, but it might be solid, it might be a big guy, okay? So what you want when you teep is you want to extend and put all your force into your target. So I don't want to end up like this and push, and I push myself. What I want is to swing and extend so that when I hit my tag, my T, all my force goes into my target there, okay? So since I'm hitting this from a closer range, I've really got to swing this shoulder, and I've really got to stab this hip forward so that when I hit this, because my leg's not all the way extended at the point of impact, I've got to really push to make sure that I put my force into my target on my teep rather than displacing it between the both of us. So I'll show you guys real quick what I mean. So if I hit this teep from here and I push myself and my target. That's not good. A, it doesn't affect it, it'll effectively push me off of my base. B, I'm at a range, if I hit it here, where my opponent can counter, can hit me from here. Okay? What I want is to push through so that I extend and push my opponent out of range rather than sitting in range and pushing on them with my leg. So I hit 1, 2, 3 kick. So I'm 1, 2, 3 kick. Boom. And then the next time, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to raise it up, but then I'm going to teep instead. Make sure you really swing that shoulder and really stab through your target with this teep. 1, 2, 3, stab. Okay, make sure that you're putting all your power, all your force into your target, and you're not displacing that force between the two of you and pushing yourself back when you hit this. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, kick. Okay, then we're going to look like 1, 2, 3 kick, and we're going to 1, 2, 3 teep. Reset. All right, you can simplify. You could do just jab kick and then change that to a jab teep. You could make it more complicated and longer. You could change the combo to anything that you want to. But the idea here is you're going to get your opponent looking for that kick, looking for this kick right here, and then the next time you're going to come up and hit that teep instead. Okay, make the beginning of it is going to look like your kick. So it comes up, boom, and then instead of turning it over, boom, and then flattening it out, you're going to extend forward and swing that same side shoulder. So here's your kick, boom, and then the next time, boom, stab with that teep. Thank you guys. Go from Pro. Please join us at the end of the week for the video workout.